Hey guys, welcome back in another tutorial of the Flutter. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to pass data between screens. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, start Visual Studio and create a new project. I'll name it Flutter Data Passing. Okay, so our project has built now. Let's remove the boilerplate code. Okay, add a stateful widget of user info and just call this user info here. Okay, so we will return here a scaffold. Scaffold will have body will have a container, with height of double dot infinity, and width will also be double dot infinity. I'll add the child will be the column with children. Okay, also add some padding will be edge insets dot all, padding 8 from all sides. Okay, so what do we need here is a form with some fields, for example username, email and phone number, and there will be a button, submit button, which will send data to another screen. Okay, so now let's create our form. I'll say text form field. Text form fields requires some parameters like controller, and if you are giving it some decoration, it will need some decoration. Okay, first of all, let's give it a controller, and before giving it, we need to create 3 controllers. First one will be for username, text editing controller. Let's copy this and paste it twice. Second will be the for email, and third will be for phone controller. We are using few fields because we just want to give you an idea about how to pass data between screens. Okay, so what else do we require is to pass the controller inside here. Controller will be username controller. I'll add some decoration here. Decoration will be input decoration. I will add a border. I will add outline input border, and here I'll add a label. Label will be username. Okay, so what else do we require here is keyboard type. Keyboard type will be text input type dot name. Okay, so let's remove this warning. Okay, add const modify everywhere in file. Okay, reformat the code. Okay, so now we want this 2 more times because we have 3 fields. So instead of copying this and paste it again and again, I'll extract a widget out of it. For doing that, let's go to here and I'll say extract method. It will ask you the name of the method. I'll say custom text field. On press of enter, it will create this. But there's a problem here is it has given hard-coded values here. We don't want it. So I'll say text editing controller. We also require a hint. We also require an icon. So I'll say icon data, and lastly I am giving it like this because if user does not give the keyboard type, the default will be the text input type dot name. So I'll say text input type equals to text input type dot name. So it will not be the required field at all because I have put it inside a curly braces. Okay, so now it is asking me for some parameters. I'll say controller will be the username controller, hint will be username, icon will be icons dot person. See, it is not asking for this for the text input type. Okay, so let's copy this and paste it 2 more times. I'll add email controller, I'll add phone controller, but here we also require text input type. The text input type will be email address, and for here it will be text input type dot number. Okay, so finally what do we need here is elevated button, and on press some functions will be called, and on child there will be a text with some text here. It will be submit. On press of submit, the data will be sent to next screen. Okay, what else? Yes, now we are going to create a function. The function will be submit data. Okay, it is giving us warning because we haven't created the method yet, so we'll create a method here, submit data. Okay, now we want to send data on next screen. To sending data between screens, we usually pass data in a constructor, but here we have 3 variables, like we have username, we have email, and we have the phone number. But the problem here is, wait, let me complete this first. Phone, also add the prefix should be here. Prefix icon will be icon data. What is it saying is, okay, sorry, we just submission data. After adding cons, we can't edit this, so cons should be added when you want the field to be constant. Okay, so now let's come to our method. On submitting data, instead of passing 3 parameters in constructor, we are going to pass a model, and for that let's create a model first. I'll say models, and I'll create a model with user dot start. Okay, here we are going to create user model. Okay, so now let's create our class. I'll name it user. It has 3 fields, that will be username, second one would be email, and third will be string phone number. Okay, it is giving us warning because we haven't initialized it. To do this, let's create constructor for final fields. So our model is ready now. Let's get back to our main class. Okay, now we are going to initialize our model here, and it will be user info equals to user will have username controller dot text, email controller dot text, phone controller dot text. Okay, now we need to pass this data to another screen. Let's quickly create that screen. That will be, I'll create a stateless widget because we don't want to change the states here. I'll say user details screen. I'll say return scaffold. App bar will have a title. Title will be user details. Okay, after that let's add the body. Body will be the column with children's. Okay, now we need to add a variable which will be initialized when we call this class, and that is user. Okay, it is giving us the same problem. So to solve this, we can say user details screen this dot user. Okay, so whenever we call this function, this will be initialized and we can use this here. So let's quickly create taxes. First will be user dot username, second will be text user dot email, third one will be text with user dot phone number. Let's give it some styling. Material dot of context dot sorry, we shouldn't do this. Let's give it style by this. font size would be 18. I'll copy this and paste it for all. Okay, now here let's give some space around, so that there should be some space between the widgets. Okay, so now what else let's first run this app and fix some issues if there are any. What is this? Okay, okay, so our UI is ready, but we just did something wrong. Here is we didn't call the hint here, and it is showing us the hard-coded values. Okay, so this thing is fixed. We should also give an app bar to make it a little bit nice looking UI. Title, sorry, title with the text, user form. Okay, now as you can see, it is very congested here, so there are two things we can do. We can either give the spacing between all the widgets. In this case, it is okay to give spacing between widgets because we have only 3 widgets. What if we have 5, 6 or 10 widgets here? So instead of giving each widget padding manually, what we can do here is we will go here to trend and we will map it with padding. Padding will be edge inserts dot only. I will give it 12, and the child will be E, and finally convert it to list. Okay, is it giving us some warning? Yes, it is giving us some error. Where is the error? Okay, top 12. Okay, so now as you can see, our UI is looking good. It's not the best, but it is, we can use it. Okay, so now when the user presses the button, the submit button, this function will be called, and here what we can do is we need to add a router here, and for that we'll say navigator dot of context dot push, because we are going to add another screen on top of this. If we add push replaced, then our current screen will be replaced with the new screen. But we don't want it, we want to add screen on top of this. I'll say material page route, and the route will be with the contacts, and here I'll say user details screen, which will have a word or model. Okay, let's rerun our app and see how it goes. I hope it will work fine. Let's find out. Okay, so let's quickly add some details here. So see, what we didn't update the controller here. Rebuild our app because it had the same controller, that's why it was adding same values to all the widgets. Okay, say Jangir Jadi abc@gmail.com, number will be this. Okay, now let's press submit and see our data is passed on new screen. It is looking ugly, but it is working because we have added this here. Where is it? That's why it is giving this much space. So our data has been passed successfully. By doing this same thing, you can pass data between screens. I hope you have learned it. I hope you have understood it. If you have any queries, please do let me know in the comment section. Please like my video and also do subscribe to my channel and also share it with your friends. We'll see you in the next. Goodbye.